A wonderful good morning to you all. Welcome to the Civilspedia's Daily Current Affairs Analysis brought to you by Shankar IAS Academy, and today's date is 1st of August 2025. In this video, we are going to discuss about the following topics, and the topics taken for the discussion or the first topic is the NISAR Satellite, which was recently launched by the GSLV F-16, and the second topic is the Barbodas thread snake, which was re-emerged after 20 years, and the Klyuchevskoy volcano, which was of Russia's volcano, which got erupted recently because of the earthquake incident happened in the Pacific region, and the Bahmani kingdom with respect to the recent mention of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his Man Ki Baat, and the GINI Index, which got the India elevated status, and the final prelims practice section. India has yet again made a landmark in the history of space research as well as the satellite research by successfully launching the NISAR Satellite on July 30th of 2025 from the India's official launch station, that is the launch pad from the Sriharikota space station, and it got the satellite in position with the help of the GSLV's F-16 rocket, which placed the NISAR satellite in the sun synchronized orbit after the scheduled liftoff. And regarding the NISAR, this NISAR is got its name from the joint collaborative effort of NASA and ISRO, and this is the first satellite to be developed by both the space research organization, that is NASA of USA and ISRO of India, and it got its name from the radar which got inducted in this satellite, which is of very effective in nature, that is the synthetic aperture radar. It is the joint mission, as I said, that is developed by the NASA and USA. This is the first collaborative earth observation satellite developed by both the space research organization, and the weight of the NISAR satellite will be around 2,392 kilograms, and the expected life of the mission as well as the satellite is around 5 years. And what makes the synthetic aperture radar more peculiar is that it is an active radar system that uses the microwave pulses reflected signals to produce high earth resolution images, and it is an all-weather radar and it can be used 24/7, and this synthetic aperture radar can be used on any lighting capacity, that is it can be used in day and night also. And with respect to the mechanism of this synthetic aperture radar is that it emits the microwave signals towards the earth surface, and the echoed microwave signals got bounced back after hitting an object like land or surface. And one more peculiar feature of this NISAR satellite is that it can be we can easily obtain not only the information from the surface level but also from the subsurface level, as it can easily obtain, or we can easily monitor the surface as well as the subsurface platforms. And this platform motion of a moving sensor which also contained in the satellite echoes the various position of the specific object, and the synthetic aperture, that is a small opening or antenna which combines the signal to simulate a large antenna, improving the resolution capacity of the image produced. And the image processing is the final step, that the algorithm converts the echoes that receives from the reflected object will got into a high resolution images. And this is the diagrammatic or the pictorial representation of the NISAR satellite. And with respect to the technology involved or the equipped in this NISAR satellite is that it is the only dual frequency satellite, that is this NISAR satellite uses the dual frequency synthetic aperture radar, and it is the first major earth observing satellite using two radio frequencies for better imaging generation, and it got the usage of dual frequency synthetic aperture radar. And NASA, it got also the induction of the NASA's L band, that is low frequency radar for deep penetration including vegetation and soil, can be monitored through this NASA's L-band, and the induction of ISRO's S-band, which is of higher frequency radar for detailed surface imaging. With this, we can easily monitor the crop production also, and it was also included in the application of various agricultural activities. And it also has the feature of the induction of 12-meter unfurlable mesh reflector antenna produced by the NASA and ISRO's I3K satellite bus. And one more distinguishing feature of this NISAR satellite is that it used the spatial resolution using the sweep synthetic aperture radar technology, which helps to cover over 242 kilometers of area in the Earth's surface. And with respect to the application of this NISAR satellite, which will be of more importance with respect to the UPSC prelims preparation, as we can expect a question from the application side of the scientific technology, that it got inducted or it can be used in the disaster response, as it got more high resolution imaging technology that it can easily detect the earthquakes, floods and landslides. And with respect to the environmental monitoring, it can be used for and it can easily find the ground deformation, ice sheets movement and soil moisture capacity. The sea ice classification can be done through this imaging technology used in this NISAR satellite, and it can also be applied in the agricultural sector also, as it got easily mapped the farmland, which will be eventually helpful for the finding out of output from that farmland, and the crop output enhancement can be easily done. And with respect to the infrastructure, it can be easily monitored through the changes that happened in the earth surface, and the shoreline can be easily monitored, and the storm characterization can be easily done from the remote places. And the significance and contribution done by this NISAR satellite is that it will be the GSLV's first mission to place a satellite in the sun synchronized orbit, polar orbit. That is, this satellite will be move around the polar orbit, that is from the north to south pole. And with the sun synchronized polar orbit also important with respect to the UPSC prelims preparation, as it got the significance because this sun synchronized polar orbit satellite can be seen anytime in the same position on above the earth surface during the local time. And the with respect to the significance of this NISAR satellite is that it can be used 24/7, and it got the all weather imaging capability, and we can easily get the images around every 12 days. And the contribution has been done by NASA as well as ISRO. And with respect to NASA's contribution, it got inducted the L-band radar, which was produced exclusively by the NASA, and the unfurlable mesh antenna, which was also produced by the NASA, and the engineering payload, which was also the contribution done by the NASA from with respect to this NISAR satellite. And the ISRO's contributions are the satellite bus, that is I3K bus, which was produced by the ISRO, and the S-band radar, solar arrays, and the launch vehicle support by the ISRO. With this, we move to the next section. In this article taken from The Hindu, we are going to know about a rare species known as the Barbodas thread snake, which is considered to be the world's smallest snake known to people, and the mature grown adult of this thread snake is around only 10 centimeters long or 4 inches in length, and it can even fit into a US quarter coin, which resembles the size smaller than the US quarter coin. And this species got its prominence in news because it was thought to be extinct in the present day, but it got resurfaced, or it makes a biggest comeback because it got resurfaced after 20 years. It was last seen in the year of 2006, and it was officially identified in the year of 2008 by the binomial name as Tetrichelistoma carle. And with respect to the physical features and the unique peculiar feature of this species is that it is a reptile of blind in nature, and it burrows under the ground and lives under it, and it also feeds on termites and ants, and it is an oviparous reptile. It lays only one egg, and it is of slender in nature. And this species got confused with other species previously, as like the Brahmini blind snake, which is also known as flower pot snake. And this Brahmini blind snake is native to India, and we have to take a note of this Brahmini blind snake because it was native to India, but it got invasive species in all around the world. And this Barbodas thread snake is identified by pale yellow dorsal lines on its body, and the unique peculiar feature of this species is that the eyes was placed in the side of their head. And with respect to the conservation significance of this Barbodas threatened snake is that the resurface of this animal after 20 years signals scope for other endemic species in Barbados to uh, make a progressive conservation mechanism. And the Barbados has lost or given extinct to native species like Barbados razor is also a kind of snake variety in Barbados area, and the Barbados skink is also a reptile species of lizard like nature, and cave shrimp got also extinct from that area. So by resurface of this Barbados red snake, the conservation effort has been progressive, made to be progressive, and has one of the lowest level of original forest in the Caribbean area. And this gives the scientists hope for the rediscovery of wildlife habitat, and protection efforts can be stimulated. And with respect to the location and the physical features of the Barbados as a nation, it is a East Caribbean nation found in the eastern Caribbean islands, and it is an island country. The capital of the Barbados is Bridgetown, and these are all not significant with relevance to the UPSC prelims, but we have to give an overview and we have to know about the physical area of the Barbados. This Barbados is an independent, gained its independence from the United Kingdom, that is UK, in the year of 1966. And what makes the Barbados more significant or unique, what makes the Barbados more peculiar is that it got the parliamentary republic status in the year only in the year of 2021, removing the British monarch as the head of state. And the official language is the English, and the currency will be Barbadian dollar. And here you can see the Barbados in the eastern, these are all the eastern Caribbean region, Caribbean island, and it got in the place in the eastern Caribbean island. And we have to know the physical location of this area because it can be of more importance with respect to the geography of international importance. And with respect to the Barbados as a nation, the economy depends on majorly on tourism, financial services, and the light manufacturing. The climate is more of tropical in nature, as it is above the South America. There is a tropical climate prevalent there, and wet season from June to November. And the natural features of the Barbados island nation is that of it made of coral limestone terrain with white sandy beaches and minimal river and mountains. And the biodiversity is the most prominent feature of the Barbados, as it home to rare species like Barbados thread snake, we discussed in that. And the world's this is the world's smallest snake. And it also house to endemic Barbados bullfinch and leaf-toed geckos. With this, we move to the next article. In this section of video, we are going to know about the what is volcano and its formation and its geographical features, along with the types of volcano present. And this is in news because the recent volcanic eruption activity happened in the Russia's Far East region, and the recently erupted volcano was Klyuchevskoy volcano of Russia, and it got triggered by the major earthquake happened in the Pacific Ocean region. And as I said, it was in news because of this. The earthquake activity has triggered the volcanic eruption in the Russia zone, and it got also the alerts of tsunami in the Pacific coast. And with respect to this Klyuchevskoy volcano, this was appeared around 7,000 years ago, and it is an active stratovolcano which we are going to discuss in the later section. It is the highest mountain in the Siberian region, and it is also the highest active volcano in the Eurasian continent. And this volcano is a part of the Kamchatka UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is also an added feature of this volcano with respect to the UPSC prelims point of view. And what is a volcano from the geographical point of view? A volcano is an opening in the Earth's crust region, that is the upper layer of the Earth, through which the lava or volcanic ash and gases of this magmatic chamber got escaped into the surface. And this eruption occurs when the pressure buildup in the Earth's crust. That is, when the magmatic chamber which induces the eruption of the volcanic activity to the surface got pressurized by some activity like blockage in the vent, or it may got pressurized because of the internal pressure happened, which also lead to the eruption of magma into the surface. And with respect to the categories of volcanoes are categorized into three types, and the three types are active volcanoes, dormant volcanoes, and the extinct volcanoes. As in the name suggests, and the name itself says that it is very active in nature, that it got erupted recently, and it will be occurred very recently, or it may be possibly erupt in the recent future. So it will be termed as active. And with respect to the dormant volcano, it will be an not an active but not an extinct volcano. So it is in the state of sleep, like that position, that is called as dormant. A dormant volcano is one that has not erupted in the long time, that is, in the recent past it has not erupted, but there is a possibility, there may be a possibility that it can erupt in the future. So that type of volcano is called as dormant volcano. And extinct volcano, as the name suggests, it got extinct or it got expired, and it may not it will not erupt in the future, will be termed as extinct volcanoes, and there is no possibility of an eruption. And with respect to the formation of volcanoes, as geography, in the geography we can come across the area called ring of fire, which are very active volcanic zones in all along the across world. And these formation of volcanoes can be categorized into three, that are constructive plate boundaries. That can be formation of volcanoes can be found along the constructive plate boundaries, that is divergent plate boundaries, and the destructive plate boundaries, also known as the convergent plate boundaries, and the hot spots where the crust material is very brittle or very thin in nature. And these volcanoes do not typically occur in transform boundaries, that is, in a divergent boundary where the plate got diverged from one another, that will lead to the eruption of volcanic magma into the surface, which lead to the construction of something landform, that is constructive plate boundaries. And with respect to the divergent destructive plate boundaries, where the two plate got diverged into or converged into one another, converged into one another, makes tumble of surface, which led to the elevation of subduction of one plate into the another, which also create the volcanic activity. And with respect to the transform boundaries, there may be no possibility of creation of volcanoes, because in the divergent it got separated, but in the convergent it got mingled, but in the transform it got go hand in hand like that. So there may be no possibility of creation of volcanoes. at that zone. So there is no possibility or little possibility of magma available to create such a volcanic formation. And with respect to the type of volcanoes, there are 4 types of volcanoes that are cinder cones. Here is the pictorial depiction of the cinder cone volcano, which is a common type of volcano in the world, and maybe it contains the steep structure, that is the steep elevation and the conical hill along with the prominent crater at the top. Crater is the bowl-like structure found above the volcano. And the second type of volcano is the composite type of volcano, and the stratovolcano that this recent erupted volcano in the Russia is a type of stratovolcanoes, which is a composite, which contains a composite cone of large volcanoes, and it is very high in nature, that is around thousands of feet of tall, and generally has a large flow of lava and pyroclastic deposits, which is of lava in nature, and it also has the mud flow deposit also. And this type of composite volcanoes are active in a very long period, and it also has the peculiar feature of eruption frequently. And the third type of volcano is the shield volcanoes, which has a broad elevation, and it also has the broad volcano and with gentle slopes. They also be in a convex shape with a flatter near the summit, that is it will be very flat at the top of the volcano. And the volcano was formed because of the magmatic chamber got exposed or erupted into the surface, which will create a landform around the vent, which creates this shield volcano also. And this shield volcanoes magma is composed of basaltic in nature, which is very highly fluid, that is of less high viscosity, and which led to the spread of volcanic magma to the larger extent, which will creates the shield like structure. And the fourth type of volcano is the caldera volcanoes, that is it got tumbled or crumbled into its own feature, that is collapse of feature into the volcano itself creates this type of volcanoes, and it is partially emptied, and above the ground it will got crumbled. With this, we move to the next section. In this article, we are going to know about the Bahmani Fort, which was recently mentioned by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his recent Man Ki Baat speech. And with this article, we are going to know about the basics of Bahmani Kingdom and the architecture made by them during the medieval times. And this Bahmani Fort was constructed around the 13th century, and it also contains the world's longest cannon, which is of the 29 feet of length and 7.6 feet of circumference, which made it more unique and peculiar with respect to the artillery used at that time of during battles. And about the Bahmani kingdom, it was emerged during the 1347. Founder of the Bahmani kingdom was Hassan Gangu, who assumed the title Alauddin Hassan Bahman Shah after he assumes the throne, and he was a Turkish governor before, and he revolted against the Delhi Sultanate Muhammad bin Tughlaq and founded the independent kingdom in the Deccan region, and it was the first independent Islamic kingdom to be emerged in the southern part of India and with respect to the Deccan regions of southern India. And present day it got spread across the Karnataka, Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh region. And the peculiar feature of the Bahmani architecture is the fusion of Indo-Islamic style along with the inclusion of the Deccan style elements into the architectural features, and it lays the foundation also for the later Deccani architectural style. And this period saw the construction of very impressive structures or characters like Gol Gumbaz, Chand Minar, Char Minar, etc. was built at that time of Bahmani Empire, and it also has the intricate ornamentation work along with the bold geographic patterns included in the architectural construction along with the vibrant tile work. And other notable architectural achievements include the construction of grand mosques of Gulbarga and Bidar. And a famous example of this architectural achievement was the Gulbarga Fort, or the Golconda Fort, and which also has the distinctive features of arches, that is like this, and the domes. We all know about the domes, which was like this like structure, which was also a peculiar feature of the Mughal style, and the minarets we can easily found at the sides of Taj Mahal and other architectural features of Mughal also, as it is an integral and integrated architectural style of Indo-Islamic style. And the decline of this Bahmani kingdom was happened at the time of 1518, because the Krishna Deva Raya of Vijayanagara Empire defeated the last Bahmani ruler, which led to the decline of the Bahmani kingdom itself, and eventually led to the assumption of that area by the Mughal rulers at that time. And the Bahmani empire got fragmented or disintegrated into 5 Deccan sultanates, that is Adil Shahi dynasty of Bijapur, Bari Shahi dynasty of Bidar, Nizam Shahi dynasty of Ahmednagar, Qutub Shahi dynasty of Golconda, and Imad Shahi dynasty of Berar. And these are to be consolidatedly called as the Deccan Sultanates. And this led to the emergence after the disintegration of the Deccan Sultanate, that is the Bahmani Empire. It got gradually declared independent, that each sultanate got declared independent, and a famous battle was fought at the time of medieval period around 1565, which is a very famous battle and very relevant to the UPSC prelims preparation. That is the Battle of Talikota, which was fought between the consolidated forces of Bidar, Ahmednagar, Golconda and Bijapur Sultanate with the Vijayanagara kingdom. At the time, the ruler of Vijayanagara was the Ramaraya, which led to the fall of the Vijayanagara Empire, also the legacy of the Bahmani kingdom. And as I said earlier, the vacuum was filled by the Mughal ruler at the time, and eventually it got filled by the Akbar and Aurangzeb, who annexed the Sultanate during their times. With this, we move to the next section. In the recently released GINI Index, India has a positive number compared to the previous one. In this article, we are going to discuss about the positive side of this GINI Index and its impact on the Indian society, and the GINI Index measure of wealth distribution across the country. And for a detailed comprehensive analysis of this section, you can check the description for the PDF file. There you can find the detailed comprehensive view of this GINI Index. And this is in news because the GINI Index got ranked the India as world's most equal societies, which gives the country of India a score of 25.5, which also categorizes the India into a moderately low inequality category. And with respect to the GINI Index, it is also known as Gini coefficient or Gini ratio, devised by the Italian statistician Corrado Gini, which determines the national level income of inequality by measuring the income distribution or wealth distribution across its population. And with respect to this GINI Index, it is not an absolute measure of country's income, and this coefficient only measures the dispersion of income or wealth within a population. And this GINI coefficient got two ranking, that is within 0 to 1. If it is 0, it is high equality status, and if it is got 1, the country will be categorized as the high inequality status. So higher the GINI Index indicates higher inequality. So if a country got 1, it got high inequality in distribution of wealth, and if a country got 0, it got the high equality status and the equal distribution of wealth at the society. And with respect to the recently released India's GINI Index, stands at 25.45 as the score of India as the 4th most equal country globally, contributed to the behind the Slovak Republic, Slovenia and Belarus. And the India has shown the extreme poverty to be dropped to 2.3% in the year of 2022 to 2023, and around 171 million Indians have been moved out or exited from the extreme poverty situation between 2011 to 2023 category. And India's global standing in equality status is that is, India has been ranked as or categorized as the moderately low inequality category. With respect to the GINI scores, it got around 25.5, that is between 25 to 30, and which led to the low inequality group. And India also shows the positive figure with respect to comparatively China's figure as well as the United States. It also be more equal than the every G7 countries and G20 countries in the GINI Index. And there is also an inequality still persists in India. With respect to this inequality across various sections with respect to the economic, social, regional dimensions, inequality persists still in India, and it also affects the access to income with respect to the job attainment or the educational attainment, and also the access to healthcare and opportunities. This inequality in India will be categorized as the wealth inequality, that is income inequality or economic inequality, and the gender inequality, which is a very persistent one in the Indian geography, and the digital inequality that shows the digital divide between persist in India, and the educational inequality that is need to be taken care of. And the comprehensive inequality across the realm is also persist in India, that is that needs to be reinforced and to be comprehensively taken into account. And with respect to the key government initiatives taken to tackle or eliminate to provide equality status in the society with respect to various dimensions like economic, social, educational as well as health, etc., or the government initiatives like PM Jandan Yojana, which will have the financial inclusion and direct benefit transfer of welfare activities, and also the linkage of Aadhaar with that is Jam Trinity with got the digital inclusion, as well as the easy identification of people who are suffering from the poverty got eliminated by comprehensively providing the welfare schemes to direct benefit transfers. And the direct benefit transfer is also contributed to the elevation of people among the society to get equal distribution of wealth, and the Ayushman Bharat with respect to the healthcare access. Stand Up India is also a vibrant scheme which provided the elevation of people to get more inclusive into the society, and the PMGKAY, that is Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, prominently focus on the food security of the people. Moving to the prelims practice question, describe the various types of inequalities existing in India, highlight the measures taken by the government in addressing them. In this section of video, we are going to discuss about the practice questions which was taken from today's topic from the prelims point of view. And the first question was taken with respect to the NISAR Satellite and the NISAR mission. And the question is, consider the following statement regarding the NISAR mission. First statement, it is the first GSLV mission to place a satellite in a sun-synchronized polar orbit. And the second statement, it provides 24/7 all-weather imaging of Earth every 12 days. Which of the above statement is or correct? Option A, 1 only, option B, 2 only, option C, both 1 and 2, option D, neither 1 nor 2. And I will left this question for you to answer, and I hope this question was very easy to answer for you, because it was discussed already in the previous section with respect to this topic only. And please share your answers in the comment section given below. With this, we move to the next question. Which of the following is not a feature of the Barbodas snake? This was taken with respect to the article of Barbodas thread snake, which was reappeared after 20 years. And in this question, they asked about the not a feature of the Barbodas snake. The option A, strong vision, option B, burrowing habit, option C, slender eggs, option D, side placed eyes. And we can easily arrive at the option of option A, because it is a blind snake in nature, So the answer for this question is option A. And the third question was, arrange the following in chronological order based on their year of establishment. And the options are 1. Bahmani Sultanate, 2. Delhi Sultanate, 3. Vijayanagara Empire, 4. Mughal Empire. And we can easily know the answer by the Bahmani Sultanate was established in the year of 1347 by the Hassan Gangu, and the second Delhi Sultanate was established in the year 1206 by the Qutbuddin Aibak, and the Vijayanagara Empire was formed in the year of 1336 by Harihara and Bukka, and the Mughal Empire was formed in the year of 1526 by Babur. So we can easily arrive at the answer by eliminating this two from the option, because we discussed in the previous section that Bahmani Sultanate was established in the year 1347, and we know that Bahmani Sultanate was established in the year 1347, and we might know that the Mughal Empire is the last empire in the Indian subcontinent before independence. So we can easily get to know that 4 will be in the last position. So in this option A and option B contains 4 in the last option, so we can easily eliminate the option C and option D. And by cut sizing the option into 2, with this we have to arrive at one answer, and we can easily infer from this option that 1 will be in the second position, that if 4 is correct, 1 is also correct by this option. And we have the confusion that either 2 is in the first chronological order or 3 is in the first chronological order. For that, we have to know that either the Delhi Sultanate formed first or the Vijayanagara Empire formed first. And in this, by knowing this fact of Delhi Sultanate got established in the year of 1206, option A is the correct answer. So for this question, option A is the correct answer. And there is a prelims practice question with respect to the volcanic activity which got recently erupted. The question of prelims was taken from the UPSC Civil Service Prelims of 2024, and the question is, consider the following: first, pyroclastic debris; second, ash and dust; third, nitrogen compounds; fourth, sulfur compounds. How many of the above are products of volcanic eruptions? Option A, only one; option B, only two; option C, only three; and option D, all four. And the answer for this question is option D, all four are the products of volcanic eruptions. Hope you guys like the video. Please share your positive comments in the comment section given below, and please share the video to your friends, and stay in touch with us by subscribing to the Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel and click the bell icon for getting the notification promptly.